On today's episode of Homeworthy, we're showing you how interior designer Kurt Bielawski revamped this outdated space into the ultimate chef's kitchen for the stunning Kips Bay Show House in Dallas, Texas. Sophisticated and chic, the cooktop is centered on the island to ensure ease when entertaining. The cabinetry is old world inspired, while eye-catching contemporary art in the lounge area adds a refreshing modern twist. Enjoy! You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. Be sure to visit our website, homeworthy.com, to discover amazing furniture, art, accessories, and more, all handpicked by our editors to help transform your house into a home. All of the items are inspired by the episodes you see here on Homeworthy. Enjoy!
Hi Homeworthy, I'm Kurt Bielawski and we are at Kips Bay, Dallas, and I am the kitchen and scullery designer. You know, I think the thing about this kitchen for me was, obviously people spend a great deal of time in the kitchen, and, our friends and family come to the kitchen. So I want it to be warm, I want it to be inviting, but I also want it to be sophisticated and chic. So it's a balancing act, obviously, but this is truly a cook's kitchen. I designed it as a cook's kitchen. I have built hundreds of kitchens at this point. And so I took all the things that I think work well in a kitchen to create this space. The first thing I did was, on the island, I put all the cooking, because that way you're able to focus on your guests and people can talk to one another versus sort of having your back to guests as you're cooking against a wall. So that's one thing that I think is really important. I offered quad ovens on the back wall because I think it makes it a lot, just cooking sort of seamless. You're able to do a lot of different things at one time. That includes steam oven, speed oven, and convection ovens. And then obviously great refrigeration. And I did a little coffee bar because I thought it'd be fun to have a space where you could just sort of separated, where you could come and get a coffee and then sit in this lounge area. I love the idea of a kitchen sort of being multi-use again. So instead of just plunking a table down here, I created a seating area because I thought it'd be more fun. You could sit and read the paper, you can have a cup of coffee, or you can have a glass of wine. People can be cooking and it's just a lot more fun. So again, that's kind of how I looked at it. So we're in the scullery part of the kitchen now, or working pantry if you please. And here, really the idea started again, beyond the floor in this space. I really worked with, starting with this cabinetry. I found this in an old book and wanted to do something that's sort of special that you don't see in most pantries. So it's a root vegetable area, and it's also all dry goods. So it's a very sort of specialized pantry. Beyond this, in the same space, because it is a working pantry, I've got a dishwasher, I've got an ice maker, there's an under-counter refrigerator, all hidden behind cabinets that again were inspired by old cabinetry that I found in books. So this space is supposed to feel functional and modern, but still have that sort of old timeless effect. So one of the things that I like to do is mix old and new and more traditional and more modern. So in this kitchen, there are very traditional elements, but I also wanted to incorporate some really interesting modern ideas. And I kind of did that through contemporary and modern art. So behind me, I did a whole sort of section here. It also sort of addressed the situation of having this huge vaulted space to try and work the walls in a little different way. I did something that's a little different over the kitchen sink area as well, where I paired this beautiful Calcutta Rosa marble on the bottom, but on the top I did contemporary art again, just to give sort of a juxtaposition of the space. So the one thing that, again, I really wanted to stress when I was building the space was, I love to cook. So I looked at this as how would I want to use the space and really be able to cook in the space. So for instance, I have a huge cooktop area versus just a typical 36-inch sort of cooktop. We've got quad induction cooking. I added gas because I have clients that are always asking for gas with induction, so I did both. JennAir actually offers something I've never actually used before, seen before, which is a induction wok, which is really interesting and I think a very clever idea on their part. In addition to that, We have a griddle for great pancakes with the family or anything else that you want. So I think from a cook's perspective, this is a really, really, really high function space. And I love the fact that, again, I'm not cooking to a wall, I'm cooking out. So all of my guests can be seated either in bar stools or they can be seated in the seating area, and we can have a nice time of it versus just sort of being, drudgery of cooking. In addition to that, like I mentioned, I love quad ovens, and having the opportunity to do lots and lots of baking, also steam oven and speed oven, gives people a lot of opportunities for great meals. In this space, the ceilings go from, on the low side, about 17 feet all the way up to 37 feet. So it's a really unusual space. I actually worked with a company based in Vermont to build and create a custom light fixture for this space that hopefully brings the scale down and makes it feel more human. This is actually 6 feet wide by 6 feet tall. It was too wide to actually bring in fullness into the room or into the house. So we actually brought it in pieces and installed it right here on site.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.